Hello. So I see there's a couple of you here and 3 thumbs up. Yay. And yes, I know you are working, Terry Lynn. So she is making bags of goodies. So are you still working on trail, like hen treats? I think it's mealworms, right? So chicky treats. Hi, Rose and Ryan and boys. How are you? Uh, so, I think most everybody knows. Hi, Deb. I think most everybody knows it's been a really rough week. And it'll be tough at the end of the week, but it'll be okay. I'm busy with family time, but wanted to be here for you. Oh, I love you, Rose. Thank you. You are my family. You're my sister. Yes, mealworms in subscription boxes and chicken trail mix. That is awesome. I am so happy for you, Terry, because that is, things are starting to come together, and that's awesome, especially in this year. This fiery dumpster of poo that has been 2020. So yeah, I don't, so much last Monday night, that call that I was getting there at the end from my sister was her telling me that my uncle had a heart attack, and that my dad and stepmama had to perform CPR on him, and that unfortunately there was, in an act of desperation, a video put on Facebook. So that, yeah, that was upsetting. And it was a video of my uncle and the paramedics, actually Life Flight, was there, and they were starting a line. So, but if my stepdad, or if my dad and my stepmom had not been there and started CPR immediately, he wouldn't have lived at all. He would have been gone. And unfortunately, because they live out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, which is also another thing that you consider when, trying to live off the grid, out in the middle of nowhere, away from society. Hello, Tin Can Gardener. How are you? So that's another thing you need to consider. While the thoughts of, being in solitude are appealing to a lot of people, understand that when you need help, it's not going to be there. So it's really a scary thought. And I've noticed that as I'm aging, that I'm really beginning to feel and understand my own mortality. So yeah. Thank you, Rose. I appreciate it. Yes, especially when you get seriously hurt. So my dad and stepmom live out in the middle of nowhere, around Rockdale, Texas. They are literally 35 minutes from the nearest hospital. And they are an hour and a half from Austin. So my uncle was living on their property in his fifth wheel. And he had just been over with my daddy and my stepmom, and he'd brought them the mail, and they'd been sitting there eating and whatnot, and joking around. Everything was fine. And then about After everything was all done, my uncle had left to go back to his fifth wheel, and he came back about 10 minutes or 15 minutes later and was knocking on the door. And my stepmom thought it was odd because usually, she's like, just walk in kind of thing. But so she answered the door, and my dad happened to be standing there, and he looked, and my dad and my uncle look so much alike. So that's why the video on Facebook really freaked us out. But anyway, my uncle was standing there, and he didn't look so good. My dad said he looked just pale, so pale. And I said he probably looked very ashy. He goes, yes, that's exactly the color, And he said, and I asked him if he was all right, and he said, I don't think so. I think I'm having a heart attack. So my dad went back and called 911, and my stepmom had sat my uncle down on the couch and was, trying to talk through things and whatnot. And she was keeping a very close eye on him and whatnot. My dad had left the house to go up to the end of the drive to open the gate, because where they're at, they have to gate everything off, and and the gate gets locked with a combination keypad. Hi, Kat. How are you? So my dad went down to open the gate, and he said he no more than got the gate open, and my stepmom was calling him on the phone and said, I need you down here now. We have to start CPR. And so they did CPR for about 20 minutes, and the ambulance finally got there. So it was literally like a 30-minute wait before from the time that my dad called until the ambulance arrived was about a 30-minute wait, and en route they called Life Flight. So hi, Adrian, how are you, honey? So the paramedics got there. They got the defibrillator on him, and they did get his heartbeat back. They got him back. But he had been down for 20 minutes. So it was not a good thing. So they ended up calling Life Flight in, and Life Flight came in and landed on my dad's property, and they came in and they got him stable enough and got him on the helicopter and flew him to I can't think of the name of the hospital, but it's where President Bush is buried, and where they have a presidential library and all of that stuff. They actually have a level 1 trauma center there. So my uncle Adrian, my uncle had, so when they got him to the hospital, they got him life flighted there. He spent well over 2 hours. I'm not sure. By the time that I got the phone call, he had already been at the hospital. And by the time I talked to my dad, he'd been at the hospital and in the cardiac cath lab for about an hour. So he was stable enough to get into cardiac cath, and they placed a stent. His pulmonary artery, which is when you have a heart attack like that, they call it the widowmaker. And he was lucky to be able to be brought back even. So they placed a stent in his pulmonary artery, and it had been 90% blocked. Now here's the really weird and frankly very scary situation. So prior to this, he had just been to the doctor and got a physical and got a clean bill of health, because there were no indications for them to do anything. His EKG came back okay. When they do a physical, his EKG came back okay. His labs were okay. He had a clean bill of health. and they had no idea. So they had no indications that he would need to go in and have an angiogram done or stents placed. So that was really, that right there tells you, please take care of yourself. So we ended up, he ended up being in the cardiac cath lab for probably about, well, I'm guessing around 3 hours or so, had the stent placed. They put him obviously on the ventilator, and all of that crazy stuff. They were having problems with his blood pressure. So obviously they put him on, IV medications for that. And I don't know for sure which ones they were. I would assume low pressure, but I'm not positive. But I do know that cardiac medications, I will just tell you with my experience, are super, super, they are extremely touchy. And if they are not dialed in very well, very quickly, they can be bad. So they are touchy. So they did on Thursday, they were having problems with his blood pressure and his pulse actually dropping. And so they had to adjust that. They did an EEG and they found that the only brain activity he had was seizure activity. And so and this was on Thursday. My uncle had it in his advance directive that he did not want to stay on life support. And so my poor dad, he had to carry out those wishes. So he was going to give him until he was going to do this on Sunday, but they did a second round of testing and EEG, and there was nothing. They tried to wean him off the ventilator, and he would not breathe on his own. And it was just not a good situation. And so my dad, on Friday, called me and he said, we're going to go ahead and take him off. We're going to respect his wishes and we're going to follow his advance directives. And we're going to take him off of life support tomorrow morning or tomorrow sometime. And I waited and waited and waited and waited to hear anything. And I had messaged my dad or I texted my dad because I didn't want to bother him. I knew he was spending time with my uncle. And he said that the doctor had said, it can take 24 hours or even beyond before life ceases, and I said, yes, it's not my first rodeo with this. I promise you, Dad. And I said, I need to know, do I need to come down there? Do I need to go from Iowa to Texas and be with you? Because I will hitchhike if I have to, so he said, no, I'm going to be okay and whatnot. And then that was at like about 7:40 on Saturday evening. And then I got a message from my stepmom and said that Uncle Kevin had passed at about 10 minutes to 9. So he was just a little over an hour. And he, he passed on. So I cannot say how incredibly proud I am of my dad for doing what my Uncle Kevin wanted, and that was to, carry out his wishes and to not be, we all want to be selfish in this time and, not have to make that decision. And I am incredibly proud of my dad and admire my dad immensely for having to do something like that. So it's been rough. It's been, I'm more sad. I'm more sad for my dad than for losing my uncle. And it's just because my uncle he was a great guy. He really was. He was full of integrity. He was, a smart ass from the word go. um, just and he was a free spirit. He was a really free spirit. He did not, he never got married and never had kids. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that he wanted to be able to go do things, and he did. I mean, this is a man who, oh, and he was my special buddy because he was my birthday buddy. We shared a birthday. He was born February 19th of 49, and I was February 19th of 76. And so we always thought that was really cool that we were birthday buddies. And, but, we had gone, I'd spent a lot of time with him growing up, and not as much as I would have liked to, because he decided that, well, I have an opportunity. I'm going to move to Belize. You're what? I mean, that's just the kind of free spirit he was, where he was just like, yeah, I'm moving to Belize. Okay, you're going into a country that is torn with, political unrest and drugs and, cartels and things of that nature. And you're just going to go live there because, yep. And he did. And I admired that so much of him. And I was jealous of that, because I was just like, to be able to think like that, to be like that. So, and he saw so much of this country, and he lived in Colorado for the longest time, and just like he was just an awesome guy. He really was. Very set in his ways, very set in his ways, but he really was a great guy. And I'll miss him, obviously I'll miss him, but I just want to so I have to really make sure that I'm there for my dad right now. My dad has always kind of been my hero. So, and I just need to make sure he's okay. So, hi, Amy. And thank you, everybody, for all the well wishes on here and Facebook and just, all of my social media. I greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate all of the support. It's been rough, but again, I will say I wrestle more now with I think with my own mortality than anything. Tony and I were talking about this the other night. It's just, as we age, it's like it seems like everybody around us is leaving us, leaving this planet. And it's like, well, is it because we're getting older that we're noticing it more? Has it always been this way? That kind of stuff, so I really have wrestled with this this past week. And so I don't know for sure when the funeral is going to be. I haven't heard from my dad yet. They're supposed to be flying the body from Texas to Iowa. And so it sounds like the funeral will probably be Friday or Saturday, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, it's made me feel like I needed to hold on to those I love a lot more closely, a lot tighter. So the good thing is that this gave my sister and I a chance to kind of patch things up, and we're working on it. And I hope it lasts. I do. I truly hope it lasts because I love my family, even as crazy and psychotic as it may be and dysfunctional. But you know, relationships worth having are worth the work, right? So, Deb, yes, I do believe we have a very strong family. We do. Amy, I wish we could have hung out this weekend too. Yeah, it. I was pretty upset by that because I'd actually said something to Tony about that too, and I'm like, I can't get myself, like, I didn't want to leave the house. I was waiting on bated breath, and yeah. So anyway, so hopefully soon I will see you again. I got to get through this. I got to get through the rest of this week and this weekend. And I'm my goal this week right now is my focus is my dad, and spending as much time with him while he's back as I possibly can. So you're sitting in Denver. Oh my gosh. uh, Adrian, that's okay, honey. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate all of the love and support you guys are giving me. I really I can't thank you enough. It's been really rough, and it has been um it's just been such a comfort to know so many people are like sending me well wishes and sending my family love and well wishes and peace and healing. And so yes, that was very somber, and I'm sorry. So I'm going to try to move on to another topic. So last week, I don't know if I told you guys that we were not doing the shipping containers now, that we are getting a 14 by 40 shed, prefab shed for Tony's for Middle of Nowhere Studios. Oh my God, you guys dropped like flies. I had like 11 of you in here, and now we're down to 6. Wow, I'm sorry. I know it was a really sad topic, a somber topic, and I'm drinking Swiss Miss hot cocoa, FYI. So no drinking, no wine tonight, or Captain. Anyway, so I called last week to the energy company to see what it would cost us to get electricity run to the shed from. We didn't know if we were going to have to go underground or if we could have a line, if it was coming from our power pole, or because it's going to have a separate meter. And so I got it. I was sitting on the couch today, and here it is, like 1 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm still in my pajamas because, I didn't feel like getting out of my pajamas. I did not sleep well at all last night. I think I slept like about 3 hours, and I dozed off and on, super light sleeping. I was waking up at It was terrible. It was just terrible. So the field engineer from the energy company actually called me, and he's like, "Hey, I'm in town. You mind if I just kind of come up the block and and see, and we can discuss, where you're going to put this and the whole 9 yards." I'm like, absolutely. So, um, I did change into some jeans, and I slipped on my Ariats, put on my Carhartt, and I had brushed my teeth, which was, amazing. I hadn't done anything else, but I had brushed my teeth and my hair. But I put a stocking cap on, and I met him out at the end of the driveway. And so anyway, so I'm waiting on an estimate for that. I do have to call once I get an estimate from them. I know it wasn't that cold, Amy. I know. But I was still in my pajama top, and I didn't have time because he was literally down the block when he called me. I did not have time to put on anything else. So I barely got into jeans and my boots and I'm like, okay, I need something to cover my top. So, I wasn't going to walk out there in my pajama top. Anyway, so I ended up putting my Carhartt on so I could zip it in the whole 9 yards. The wind was a little chilly. The wind was a little chilly. So, and I really needed to cover my crazy hair. So that's why I did it. Otherwise, I probably would have been okay. So anyway, I'm waiting on an estimate to come back from them and exactly what we're going to need. I do have to hire an electrician. They have to come in and set a separate mast or a separate support pole, post, whatever for a meter. We actually cannot put the meter on the building because the building is not going onto a foundation. So it'll be sitting on level blocks, essentially, is what it comes down to. So because it's not a permanent foundation and a permanently fixed structure to that foundation, the meter and everything has to be. That's going to cost a little more money. So, anywho, give my baby loves, Rose. He loves his Aunt Nani. I'm just saying. He tries to talk on Marco to Aunt Nani. We are running a whole separate meter because of first of all, we don't the field engineer said, well, it'd probably be better to do that for the fact that so we don't have flickering, because Tony's got to run his compressor and all kinds of equipment. So, and he's like, if you don't want to flicker, you don't want flickering, you don't want power, and we already have a power drainage, so our garage is hooked onto the residence as well, and so anytime that compressor kicks on, it dims the lights in here. It is crazy. So even though we have all kinds of stuff, well, out there it's old and it needs to be like, it's a big mess. So anyway, so also to keep it separate, because we're trying to keep it separate so that for business purposes. So that can be not written off, but configured into the taxes and things of that nature. So when we go to do taxes, so that's why we're doing it. I'm sorry, I do have my phone on and my volume up, because if my dad happens to call me or text me, then I would need to make sure. So I need to make sure I can intercept that quickly. So yes, it's a great thing we have room for the new building. However, um, yeah, I'm not even going to get into the whole tax thing right now. Amy, it's a hot mess. So, anywho, um, basically things are not actually. How do I want to say that? I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to say it. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, um, yes, but I don't need to do that. we the city council already approved it. So my God, you guys are dropping off seriously like flies. You're at 4. I have 4 of you in here. That's bad. Now I cannot. Okay. Facebook was being just uber stupid today. I was able to share my link for today and my thumbnail and everything. I was able to share it on my personal profile, and I was able to share it in my story. But I went to try to post it into groups and into my onto my business page, and it wouldn't post. I'm like, seriously, this is ridiculous. And then I was able to post on Twitter, and Instagram wouldn't let me post. I'm like, what is going on? Ugh. I was super frustrated. So I would think though that people would know by now. I think a lot of people are having internet and Facebook issues. I just just so crazy. Um, these last couple weeks with internet anyway, and with social media, I got to a point where, um, you know, I was done. I was so done with social media, and I still am. And I think that you guys probably, if in case you haven't noticed, I haven't really been posting a whole lot on social media. Um, I'm so over the unkind words and the fighting, and there's just no, I don't have time for that crap. So yeah. um, you're here to the bitter end. Yes. That's good. Thank you. The little meth heads are tweaking the dials again. Probably. He's probably correct, Deb. um, did you guys watch that documentary on Netflix, The Social Dilemma? Telling you. It's funny because you say that, and yet that was one of the references in. It wasn't that they were meth heads, but they were in there. Okay, well, you know what? Let's get more interaction here, and let's do this and this and this and this. So yeah. You have no idea how true that actually is. um, so anywho, um, I actually, Chrissy had told me, she's like, she actually was going to bed super early. She's like, it's only 8, it's not even, it's only 7:30, and I'm going to bed. I can't do it. I'm so tired. And I said, that's fine, go to bed, Um, the world's not going to stop if you're not not at my live. It'll be okay. So I said, you need your rest, get your rest. So that's what she did. And she's like, well, she was, I don't like the fact that you've moved it to, the evening. She's because it's late on my end, and I've got to get up super early in the morning. So I said, well, I said, maybe I should just do like an all day. It'll be a whole Mandy Monday all day long. We'll just do a full 24 hours of Mandy Monday. God, could you imagine? Oh, I don't think I could handle that. So I'm using Victoria's Hocus Pocus cup for my hot chocolate. I put a spell on you, and now you're mine. Little Binksy. So she actually named one of her cats Thackeray Binks. I'm not even kidding you. So anyway, all right. Also another good spot, another bright spot in the week. Look what I got. Yes, I already have dog-eared pages. I have not so much that, but I went through with my Sharpie and I'm like, yep, doing this one. Yep, doing this one. Yes, 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 yes. And I'm like putting X's by everything that I want to order. And I actually got my order from, I ordered a few things from Mary's Heirloom Seeds and they came quick. And I'm telling you guys, hi, Bugaboo. Yes, it is your mug. I just said I'm using your mug. Well, hello, Kate. How are you, honey? So yes, I am using your mug. I gave credit where credit was due. I said I didn't say that I owned it. I'm just using it. I'm also wearing the Shroot Farms shirt that you tried to get rid of. Oh, also the they don't really match the shirt, but that's okay. It's the balloon pants that you tried to get rid of too. But you love your mama, so that's okay. I let you wear my stuff. I let you use my stuff. Right, Kate? At least I'm wearing some pants. Because so you weren't in here for this. The gentleman from Alliant Energy showed up today, the field engineer, because we're getting the shed. It's a 14 by 40 shed. So since we're getting that shed and using it for Tony's business, we're going to put electric to it and, put its own meter and the whole 9 yards. So anyway, the field engineer calls me and I was still in my pajamas at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And he's like, hey, I'm in town. Mind if I just kind of come up the road? I'm like, sure, not a problem. Crap. So I had to put on a quick slipped on pair of jeans and put my Ariats on with no socks. And it wasn't that cold. The wind was a little chilly, but it wasn't that cold. I had at least brushed my teeth and my hair, but I still put a stocking cap on and my Carhartt coat because, I just had my pajama top on. So, and I don't know if any of you ladies have issues with this, but, it seems that like people complain about their socks disappearing from the washing machine or the dryer or what have you. Sometimes it's underwear. Well, for me, it's bras. So yes, that was part of the reason why I was not even, I hadn't even attempted to take a shower at that point because I still needed to find clothes. So, so we're waiting on an estimate to come for underground to run underground and then also overhead. So with Alliant Energy, when you go to run electric from the street, from the pole or whatever, the transformer, I guess. Anywho, so if you go overhead with a line, you get the first 50 feet for free, and then it's like dollars, like $1 or $2 or something like that per foot after that of line. If you go underground, you get 36 feet for free, and then it's like $10 a foot after that. So, oh my God, Kat, you're too funny. There you go. Yes, please send me money to buy new undergarments. That is too funny. So at least I'm laughing, you know, and I'm not bawling my head off right now. Amy, I can see that about you, but in my house, I mean, you know, everything gets lost at my house. So today is definitely Monday. Yes. Oh, I know. Okay, so Deb, her poor. This is, you know, she lives in an old house too. 110-year-old plumbing. You know, well, probably not that old, but still, old plumbing in old houses it just sucks. And just make a wish list on Amazon. Well, I do have it on Amazon, but I really don't want to share my bra size on Amazon wish list. So anyways, so Deb has real issues with her washer and stuff draining the drain pipe. And it was backed up and everything drains through this. And oh my gosh. So she has been fighting this drain for what, a week? For 3 or 4 days. Yeah, I think it's been almost a week, right? And so finally the plumber came out today, and that's good. I'm glad. I mean, it sucks because it was $149, but at least it's open and working again. And yes, 110-year-old houses are very expensive. My house is, mine's 120 years old. It was built in 1900. So a full week. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's honestly the Midwest. Because, and I think it's a lot of because of the fact that we have so much, we have freezing and thawing and freezing and thawing, and it gets super hot and humid and blah blah blah, you know. So yeah, I don't know what it is about the more northern climates. Houses that are older, just, oh wow. So you still have 15 rolls of tissue available. Okay. You might want to hold on to that because I am actually hearing from people that stores, like, people are going stupid crazy again with the whole toilet paper and paper towel issue. People, stop panic buying. Stop it. God. Stock up for what you need for a month. You should be doing that anyway. If you can afford to stock up for a month, do it. But you don't need to go out and buy every stinking roll of toilet paper on the shelf, or it seriously causes more problems than it's worth. So just stop. As nice as my basement is, I can only use it in winter or I'm at risk of it flooding. Yeah, see, because we're in the plains, that's why. At least it was cheaper than the termites. Yes. I have, knock on wood, we've not had that issue. And but I have lived in a house. I have lived in a house that had termite damage, and when I was a kid, my mom was renting a place, and I remember the Terminex guy having to come in and try to take care of it. So I have 2 freezers full of food. I will barter. Yay! Yes, I don't mind. I don't mind trading and bartering. I really don't. I don't understand the whole panic buying. Just stop. I am trying very hard to build up my stocks and my back stock. And I honestly, I kind of have a prepper mind and a prepper heart, just saying. So I would love to be able to figure out how to have a minimum of 2 years and I'd like to have more in back stock. Some stuff you can't, you know, but I mean, non-perishables, you should be able to, you know, I want to be able to back stock at least a minimum of 2 years. So maybe they do, on the regular, but I doubt it. I'm frustrated that the butchers are completely booked for the next year. Mm-hmm. It is going to make things a lot harder. I know of, so there's a couple, a gentleman that we are friends with in the town, in the next town over, and he does a lot of if he finds something, he'll call Tony, hey, you need this. Tony will be like, well, I don't know. He's like, no, do you need this? Because it's free. You can have it. Okay, cool beans. But anyway, he actually went in on, they butchered their own hogs. They bought the $50, $100 hogs, and they butchered and preserved them themselves. So, well, hi, Dave. How are you? How is your mouth? Poor guy. He's got an abscess going on. And so I told him, clove, just make a paste of clove with some water and gauze and stick it in there. It'll help draw the infection out, and it's a natural painkiller. So, all right. Ta-da. I picked up a box off the floor in the back bedroom, and the wood was almost gone, just the cell. Oh my gosh. I sat down and cried. I'll bet you did. I'm here late, but I hate to rate before. Yes, yes. Yes, you need something in your stomach. So did you get an antibiotic then, or did you get, and did they give you anything other than take Tylenol, ibuprofen? I just walked past me wearing the same shirt you have. Oh, yay! Kate the Jeep lady, yep. All right. Can you IM me in that I am too out of it with pain and numbness? Yeah, I actually sent you that. I sent it to you on Instagram. Got naproxen and Silda medicine. All right. Obviously a tricyclic antibiotic, I would assume. So, yay, Terry! So Terry is packing up bags of mealworms and chicken snacks, a trail mix for chickens, and you were doing a giveaway and 4 subscription boxes, correct? So anyway, and she did ask me the other night, she's like, she thought maybe she would try doing another kind of subscription box. And clindamycin. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, clindamycin. I kind of wondered if that's not what it was. So crap. I'll see if I can get to it. I actually downloaded a couple of patterns to start making masks. And I ordered supplies for mask making. And not thinking about it, I don't know, I'm not real sure why I did this, but I ordered, these are the ear elastics, and these are adjustable. So they've got the flat disc on them, and I'll take one out to show you. They've got the flat disc on them, so hopefully they don't rub against, the ear so badly. So, but it's adjustable, and it's just a flat disc. So I thought those would be good for making masks for the earpieces. And I ended up with, I ordered these, and for whatever reason, I don't know why I was thinking I needed to order more. But this was a multi-pack color. So I have black, white, blue, pink, kind of a taupe color, and then like a seafoam green. Like, well, I don't know what color people will want for earpieces for their masks. So I went ahead and I ordered. I have like there's 220 of these in total. Oh well, they were super cheap, so I'm not I'm not complaining. And then everybody allergic to amoxicillin, penicillin, and Keflex. Ooh, yeah. Honestly, clindamycin is a fantastic antibiotic especially for mouth. It deals with the bacteria in the mouth is a little bit different than, say, in your sinuses. So, or other places, in fact. Okay, so I ordered these strips for the nose pieces. They're flexible, bendy, and they have a little bit of adhesive on the back. So there are 110 of those in here. So I can make 110 masks. So at least the nose pieces. Then I'm going to make myself a mask with this material, because if any of you truly know me, you know that I am an absolute nutbag for Nightmare Before Christmas. Jack Skellington. Yes, ma'am. So I'm going to make that mask out for me. And then I got Tony some stormtroopers. And then Victoria picked out Maleficent. So, and then I got some plain black broadcloth and plain blue. Because Xavier's favorite color, my moon pie, his favorite color is blue. So I thought I would try out a couple different patterns. We are finding we bought some pre-made masks, and they do not fit Tony very well, and so they're uncomfortable. The nose pieces aren't flexible enough that they will actually stay down. His glasses fog up. So yeah. Now I tell Terry this, and she's like, and in this subscription box that she was working on to begin with for somebody else, I saw that they had included a mask, and it was really cute and whatnot. And I said, oh, that would be kind of cool to do, or maybe I should embroider something or whatever. And she's like, you should make masks for me. And I said, okay. So I'm going to work out the patterns, see which works best. And then it'll be the theme that she wants to go with for her box. So I'm going to make a whole bunch of them to put into this subscription box. So anyway. All right. Thank you. I got 12,000 of them or what? Yeah, kind of. It seems like, right? You got the sewing machine. It's sitting right there. I'm hoping I can make thousands. I would love to be able to make thousands of dollars. So I actually found some absolutely adorable material at Walmart that I'm going to get. I might buy a whole bolt of it, because, and I know that's a lot of yardage, let me tell you, of material, but it is so freaking cute. It is, it's black and white, and it's got like little red splashes here and there and they're chickens. And so like the roosters, their combs and wattles are red, and so cute. So I might have to do that. Oh no, David. Just buy the med grade ones. They're $10 for 100. TMI day. I'm really hoping I'm gonna have lots of fun with it. And yes, I absolutely love Jack Skellington. So yeah. Yeah, see, I thought chickens would be really great, especially for like a subscription box for Chicken Box. Or I'm also going to look for some rabbit material um, because Terry had said something about maybe I'll do a subscription box for rabbits. Um, and so I'm like, let me know because if I can make these masks quickly and I can make them um, you know economically, I guess, then I don't have a problem with contributing that to them. So $10 plain color for $15. Yes. Only for you. Yeah. So anywho, so that's on the agenda as well. It's probably not going to happen this week. I'm just saying, because yeah, things are just way too crazy. So hopefully next week I can get started on that, or maybe even maybe even by Sunday I'll be able to do it. I will say that I've also been working on, I don't know if I know I've showed it on Instagram on my Crafty and Scrappy, and I think on my Royal Amethyst Acres Instagram posts. But I drew out this whole, now mind you, with a projector, I copied it. I didn't draw it because I can't draw. But I did basically my logo. And so it's laurel leaves and a bee and a crown. Anyway, it is on this huge piece of tea cloth, and it is going to be the centerpiece in a quilt that I want to make for myself. And so anyway, I actually started working on that. I needed to keep on that again, I should say. I needed to keep my mind I have needed to keep my mind and my hands busy, because I have found that this week my mind has just wandered in 100 different directions, and not that it doesn't usually, but it's been extra stressful. And so um, I've been spending a lot of my evenings sitting in my bed and embroidering, just to try to keep my mind off of things, and waiting on bated breath for my dad to call, kind of thing. So, um, anywho, so that's I've been working on that, and I think I've showed a couple of people on Marco, and I think Amy, didn't I send you a picture on Snapchat, maybe of my embroidery that I was working on? So, anywho, several people locally are selling them on Marketplace. The folded ones are running 10, and the cup-shaped ones are going for 6. Yeah, so I'm not sure. The cup-shaped ones, I like those a lot better. What I don't like about them is the seam going down the middle of it, but that's what gives them the rigidity to, so you're not sucking it onto your mouth as you breathe. So, okay, sorry. I am going to actually turn this down to, there we go. Well, hello, Michelle. It is going. It is going. I'm trying not to think about what has transpired over the last week. So I'm gonna keep her moving. So I'm hoping that the masks are that I'm going to enjoy them. And I also I've been watching a video on more than one occasion, excuse me, on a new mask where it's actually got an extender, so it comes up, it's got an extension, so that it comes and sits up a lot farther so that glasses don't fog up. And then it comes down under the chin. So for people like my husband with a beard, it'll actually cover it. because that's been his biggest complaint, is that the masks don't fit because of his facial hair. So I use a neck gaiter, way easier to breathe, and it goes over my beard. Yeah, I know, but the problem with all of this stuff, honestly, is that it's not really doing much of anything. So our friend from the next town over. Oh, okay, Amy, be safe. I love you. Let me know when you land, okay? So our friends went on a family vacation, and Tony just got the call tonight from him he was telling Tony, he's like, I know you wanted to come over and use my sandblaster, but so we went on vacation and we came back with COVID. And they wear their masks religiously. So there you go. That should tell you how effective they really aren't. I'm guessing. Yes. So if you PayPal me money, please earmark it. Masks, bras. Oh, that would be too funny. All right. I will see you back in a minute then. Oh, I tell you the crap I talk about on my lives. Let's see. Last week we were talking about getting drunk. And then over exaggerating or overestimating maybe. Let's see, what else did we talk about? I swear, like it's just all over. It's just all up in the air, you know. So I guess that's what keeps it fun, right? It keeps people coming back. I don't know. I guess maybe maybe y'all just want to see what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to say next, right? I just don't even know. Let's see, what else was there? Oh my. Oh, I have actually decided. I got very upset. So I went out to feed my chickens today, and I noticed that my little prairie bluebell egger, she's really not that big. But Lou is he is too much for her. She looks absolutely terrible. And so I'm not gonna be able to put up with his antics. He's gonna hurt my girls, or he's gonna kill one of them, or I'm so over this rooster. Like, he's gorgeous and I love him, you know, for what he does and whatnot. And he's entertaining, but he's gonna hurt. He's gonna end up killing my Molly, and I'm gonna be very upset. So it's just a way to make them feel like they did something, like passing laws doesn't fix. Nope. They're not the appropriate masks. They really aren't. Well, hello there, little fuzzy. Just got my Polish top hatter chicken a husband. He's if you guys have not seen Terry Lynn's Polish top hats, oh my gosh, you've got to go check that out. They are so stinking cute. You've got Sia, and I don't remember the other one. I totally forgot her name. Ugh, I'm so sorry. Now I need a name. Okay. Well, I haven't seen him. Terry. So when you send me a picture of him, Bon Jovi, that's who it was, Bon Jovi. So let's see. Yeah, you haven't sent me a picture of him yet. So send me a picture and I'll see what I can give you for a name. The white crest Polish, yes. They're so cute. I need to actually go out and winterize my chicken tractor coop thing. I need to winterize it more. We have had some very, very cold days, like highs up in the 20s. So today we had a high, I think, of 51. And tomorrow's supposed to be a high of 45, I think. And then I think Thursday and Friday are supposed to be in the 60s. And then Saturday we're supposed to be rain and cold at 45 again. So, hello, Iowa winter. Don't like the weather in Iowa? Wait 5 minutes, it'll change. I've heard that my entire life. So, what kinds of masks then, like, what do you guys, what do you think would sell better? Like ones, particular themed ones, or just plain colors, or what have you? And also, so getting into this, the subscription box that that Terry Lynn is a part of, it's for chickens. So there's like all kinds. It's a chicken themed subscription box, and so you end up getting a trail mix, a chicken mix, and then you get like different herbs. At least in this month's box, it was. And then there was a mask, and oh my gosh, there were a few other things in there, but like it was really, really cute. The stuff that was in there was so cute, and it was such good quality stuff. Like, and it came from small businesses. So I think those are really cool. I really think that's a cool idea. So I'm actually kind of pumped. I'm hoping that this mask thing works out, that I can perfect it really well, because I think it'll be really good for you, Terry, to start a new subscription box, and then I can put that in there. So I want to buy a Nightmare Before Christmas Jack for my son. Yes, he will freak out. I got another one actually that my daughter Victoria, her boyfriend's grandmother is making masks as well, and I love the masks that I've received from her. I have a Halloween one that I wear. I wear that all the time. It is my favorite one. And then she just gave me a purple one with little Jack Skellington heads all over it. I'm like, oh, so. I also will need to, so when I get a couple made up, I will show you the different patterns. One I got, the one that's, you know, kind of like the cup ones, that's pretty basic, and it seems that, let's see, where did I get that? That just came off of the internet somewhere. You can get a free pattern off the internet somewhere. So I have that one downloaded. The other one is actually from another YouTuber, and she does nothing but sewing. My bobby pins, I have bobby pins in to hold my hair, and they're like digging in my head. It's driving me crazy. So anyway, I'll have to, and that's the one that has the extender on the top and the bottom for like people with beards and wearing glasses. So, but anyway, she was a YouTuber, and she got it from a couple of other people who were on Instagram. So I'll have to see which one everybody likes more. But and then you can pick which one you want to, which style you'd like to order. But I also so tomorrow, in fact, I should be getting the the mica powder coloring for soap making. So I have one more of the ingredients to make my own cold process. I could probably do hot process and it'll set faster, because with cold process you have to wait about 6 to 8 weeks for it to actually set. So I might actually take the extra step and do the heat process soap. That way it sets fast, and then I can sell it. But I got to get better at, obviously I've got to be able to perfect it first. So Lou losing his, yes, yeah, Lou is gonna he's gonna be losing his life now, because I can't handle him. Done mopping. Where am I selling? I would be selling probably off of Facebook. I have a Square site and I don't even know how in the world to set that up. Yes, masks and soaps is what I would be looking at doing. Sorry, you guys. My eye. Oh, that was weird. Sorry. So yes, masks and soaps. I'm just starting to get the I have to slowly buy the ingredients, you know, obviously to make the soaps, but uh you are selling, where do you sell it? You just sell your felted stuff on at your farm stand, or, and I know people can probably custom order it, but do you have a website, Michelle? Michelle does these adorable little like farm animals. She does this felting, and I couldn't do it. Like I don't even know how to do it. So anyway, you guys have to check her stuff out, because she does some super adorable little farm animals and whatnot. Oh, they're so cute. I had to cull a quail rooster for that same reason. He was tearing the skin of the hen's heads. Yeah. So Lou is doing that. Not really so much. It's his claws and his spurs, and he's just ripping the poor girls' feathers. And he's so heavy. He's so much bigger than the girls are. Even my bigger hens, my Morans, and my Rhode Island Red, they're getting a bald spot on their breast. It's just he's got to go. He's got to go. I can't have him doing that to my girls. I sell on Etsy. That's the majority of my business, but also locally at farmers markets, craft fairs. Awesome. Yes, she has a wonderful little farm stand, and it's right there on your property, isn't it? So, uh, yeah, I had Etsy, but so you have to pay for everything. My hair. I'm telling you, this hair. I'm ready to just. Could you see me with a shaved head? Seriously. But anyway, so I had an Etsy store, and I only had one thing on it, but you have to pay, like, every month I was getting charged 20 cents to have one thing listed. So for everything I had listed, I had to pay 20 cents. Well, if I didn't sell anything, I'm just giving Etsy money for no reason. So I'm like, yeah, we're done. No, you don't want me to shave my head? Yeah, Tony says the same thing. But you know what? Honestly, you guys, you should be very proud of me, because I haven't dyed my hair. I'm letting it grow out naturally. So, you know, my blonde, my white, and my silver are all coming out. I haven't dyed my hair. I want to really bad, or honestly, I just want to shave my head and start over. So be proud that I haven't done any of that. Be thankful. The hair coloring is not that big of a deal, except that I want to go back to having my wild colors again, and yeah. Yeah, the fees are they're kind of silly on Etsy, so I just I noticed, like, I wanted to order some I mean, it would be custom material, but it's custom printed and it's beautiful material, and I mean, it would be worth it. It'd be worth paying more for it, except that I don't want to pay $45 for a yard of, and they have to price it that way because of Etsy's fees and shipping and this and that. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry. So I actually bought some material. In fact, I can't reach it from here. I bought some material and I made some balances for my kitchen windows. And they're orange and they have witches on them. And it's a new broom always sweeps clean. Is what is the saying on it. And so anyway, I ended up paying for, how many yards did I get? I want to say that I got 5 yards and it cost me $73 off of Zazzle. So yeah, it was kind of ridiculous though, maybe. I don't remember. It's been that long ago. I don't remember. So I used to sell on Etsy, couldn't sell enough on site to make it work. So just sold local when I made it recurved and long. Yeah. And I don't know, like when you are remote, like for me, I'm fairly remote. So I literally would have to go to doing different craft shows and markets and things of that nature in order to sell any of the products that I make. And so that's why I thought, well, Etsy would be an okay, but it's too expensive to do Etsy. You know, just to have it listed, you have to pay just to have something listed. And I think it goes by, so I had a centerpiece, a floral centerpiece, and it's 12 inches, 10 inches long, 10 inches long, and about, well, by the time it's all done with all of the filler and whatnot in it, I think it ended up being probably about 6 inches wide. And it only stands about 4 inches tall. And just to have that one thing listed was costing me 20 cents a month. And I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I just booked a quickie wedding for tomorrow evening. Yay! Mask and social distancing included. Yay! Really, marketing on Instagram and Facebook would build a decent clientele. I've been on Etsy for 8 years and my sales have increased with time significantly, but it is frustrating to start. Yeah. So I agree with you. And I think having having a Square site is a huge help. But I have to figure it out. I am so not tech savvy at all. And so it is such a pain. And for me to, for whatever reason, my Square site, not like if I want, it's still connected to our business, which is Middle of Nowhere Studio. So I'm gonna have to pay the $50 to get a new card reader and all of that fun stuff. And honestly, I need to set up a new account anyway. I need to set up separate accounts for everything, but my old business says closed permanently on Google. Well, I mean, if it's closed, it's closed. Yeah. I don't necessarily. So I have not listed my business. I don't have a tax ID and all of that stuff yet. I haven't officially registered for that. So then we've been legal. For Tony's business, for Middle of Nowhere Studio, we've had a tax ID, but we've not ever made enough money to file taxes for business. So we've never made enough. Like, I think the minimum, when I talked to the last tax advisor I talked to, she's like, if you're not making $500 or more a year, then you don't need to, because you're not paying taxes, because you're not making anything. So it doesn't do you any good to file taxes. It just is a waste of money. And I said, okay, cool. So that's why we haven't done it. This year we're going to have to. So I'm going to have to shell out the money for a CPA, I'm sure. I don't want to do the whole H&R Block or Jackson Hewitt or any of that stuff, because honestly, I just think having a private CPA doing the taxes, who really, really, really know the tax laws, is probably a much better bet. So still see some of your crazy adventures on Pinterest though. Courthouse is closed to the public for the next several weeks. Yeah, that's cool though. Yay, hey, that's a little extra money to help cover the cost of the plumber you just had to pay. H&R Block sucks, yeah. I've never had any problems with them, but I don't know that I want to do business taxes with them. Personal taxes, not, I've never had an issue. But I think that having a CPA do business taxes is probably a little bit better. Have to put kiddos to bed. All right. Love and hugs. Same to you. And yes, I'm just hoping to get through this week and the funeral and the whole 9 yards. So that has been the bane of my existence this week. I can't get past it. I can't go through that for whatever reason. So I'm hoping that the funeral will be a little more bring me a little more peace. And I think being able to see my dad and being able to hug him and spend some time with him, I think will do me a tremendous amount of good, because I'm more worried about him than I am anything else. So they don't do that good a job and charge through the nose. Yeah, they are very expensive to do business taxes with. So my blanket has fallen over. That drives me crazy. So my last year before the Marines, I owed state and federal combined about $1,400, plus had to pay H&R. Oh yeah. I'm doing okay. I just it's been rough. It has been. It's been really rough this week. Like I said, I'm more sad and concerned for my daddy than I am, myself. So it's been rough. Like I said, I think that being able to hug my dad and be there, spend some time with him, I think will do me a world of good. I think it'll be okay, and then I can come home after I've spent time with him, and after he heads back to Texas, then I can come home and I can just kind of decompress, and I can fall apart then, and be okay. once I once I get that finalization, I think, and I do my own grieving and my own falling apart, I'm good. Honestly, it's and while this is hard, I will tell you that losing my grandparents, I still cry about my grandparents. So yeah. I know you can't use Marco anymore, and that's okay. Well, hello, Britton Farm. How are you, honeys? So yeah, I just want to get through the funeral this week. And just be able to hug my dad and tell him how much I love him. And then I think I will be okay. So um, I'm definitely going to be I'm going to continue to work uh, on my embroidery to kind of help pass my time and kind of calm my head, because I have been in this whole week. Like I said, my head's been in 100 different directions. It usually is, but it really has been extra crazy this week. So um, just once the finalization is done, once all that's done, I'll be better. If I lose either of my grandpas, I'll be a mess. Yes, yes. Unfortunately, see, and I have this outlook on life and death. Okay, I have a very healthy outlook on life and death. I am very well aware of it. I have dealt with it on on a professional level and a personal level, on many occasions, and I have a very healthy. I actually had a psychiatrist tell me um, that I have probably one of the most healthy outlooks on being dealing with death as a rescuer and as a nurse, and even personally. But I will say that my losing my grandparents, and I think the shock of my grandparents being gone within hours of each other, that's what has been really hard to deal with. But I'm kind of glad it went that way too, just because I knew that my Grammy she would not be able to live without my pop. She wouldn't have. She would have been miserable. She would have probably, had she not passed, 16, 18 hours later from my pop, she would have passed within, you know, days to maybe even only weeks anyway, because she died of a broken heart either way. So, um, and I'm glad that she didn't have to prolong that suffering. So, yeah. Nurses all have a realistic view of death. It's part of the empathy we all have. It is. It really, truly is. And so we had a rescue call. This was when I was on the fire department as a paramedic. We had a rescue call, and it was for an accident, and it was for a 16-year-old boy who had fallen asleep at the wheel, and he went under the trailer of a semi, and ended up, it was just not a good situation. Anyway, very vividly, I remember it. I remember every single detail of what happened that night. But this kid was a member of our community. His parents were members of our community. They had a business, and they have a business in our community. They had, they raised their kids in our school system, that kind of stuff. So, and I had a personal relationship with this boy's mom. I had a very, pretty personal relationship with her. I was pretty good friends with her. And so that was the hardest part, was going to their house, their home, their family home, and having to deliver that news. That was the roughest part. But as far as viewing it as life and death, I'm like, I did everything I could. I had no control over it. I don't control who lives or dies. That's not in my hands. I just do what I can to save somebody. If it's meant for me to do, then it happens. If it's not, then there's nothing I can do. But I will hold your loved one's hand, and I will tell you how sorry I am, and I will let you cry. I will let you scream. I'll let you whatever. I will hold you. And just know that I'm there and I care, but I don't control what happens. I do not control the outcome. So, but I will say that I mean, it affected almost all of the other people on that call. And mind you, I was a nurse and a paramedic. So, but the other people on that call, the other firemen and whatnot, and us having to try to use the jaws and all that other stuff. I mean, it ripped some of these people apart mentally and emotionally. And while it affected me, we had to have a what they call a CISD, critical stress debriefing, and that's where the psychiatrist or a psychologist, I don't remember, whatever, and you know, we were going around the room, and I was one of the last ones, and I said, I'm just going to say this, and while it affects me and it hurt to have to, to do all of that. I can't control that. I don't control the outcome of that. That is not in my hands. That is for the universe to decide. That is for, the God or gods to decide. I don't have, whatever fate, whatever you're fated for, that's what you're fated for. I can't do anything to change that. So, and the mental health expert is just looking at me, and she said, I just want to tell you that is an extremely healthy way to look at all of this. And this is why, you make a good nurse, you make a good paramedic, because you're able to give empathy and love and support, but you understand that it's not on you. So I've had many, many rescue calls that way. And they all affect me. Don't get me wrong. They've all affected me. And I remember every single call I've ever been on, and I've been on hundreds. So I remember most every single patient I've ever dealt with. So that's a lot to remember and to try to digest, I promise you. So yeah, it's but I don't have control over that. I am not a god. I have no control over your destiny, your fate. If you I don't have it. I don't have control over my own. So, whatever I'm destined to do, I'm destined to do. And the only thing I can do along my path is to try to make the right decision to get there. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good way to explain it or not, but so at least a good one. Close friend delivering it versus a stranger is big too. It is. It makes a huge difference. Having a stranger deliver news, something of that magnitude, is very, very. It seems very cold because it's just very, very deliberate. This is the news. This is and I know a lot of doctors that are like that, and that always drove me nuts working with doctors like that. So, hi, Jan. Firefighters and police are the fixers and the savers. They always have a problem. Yes, yes. So are nurses and medics, I promise you. And you know that, Deb. You were a nurse, so hello, Miss Jan. Yay, yay, yay. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still yapping. I'm trying to just kind of talk nonsense through my thoughts and my feelings right now. I guess I don't know. I started off very somber, and I explained everything with my uncle. So yeah, he did I don't know. Like I was saying, I'm more concerned about my dad. And once I can put my arms around my dad and hold him and give him a kiss and tell him how much I love him and how much um you know, I adore my dad. I adore him. So and I'll be able to break down, and I'll really break down and lose my poo and just oh, there's my sister. So um I'm not real sure what's going on there. So I'll have to call her back, but anyway, so I am going to wrap this up so I can call her back. I don't know if she's calling me to find out if I have more information or not, but yes, we do need to figure out when to meet. That is awesome, Jan, and oh my gosh, you have no idea. You have no idea how much that is appreciated. Lost my words, sorry. Sorry. Oh, thank you. It's a hard time for all of us. My great aunt is in hospice and barely. Oh, I am so sorry. That it's rough. It is just rough. Um, and I was saying earlier that we really do. I think as we age, we notice the cycle of life, and I think that we really become, as we get older, we really start to learn our own limits with mortality, and I think which I think is a good thing, but um, it's not always comforting. So anyway, all right. Um, I love all of you. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate everybody, and thank you all for the well wishes and the peace and love and energies and blessings and prayers that you've given me this week. I really, truly, really, truly appreciate it, and so does my family. Um, and hopefully next Monday, um, you know, it won't be as somber. So I am going to call my sister back, and then hopefully I can start working on masks and things like that. Maybe towards the end of the week. So I wish you all many blessings, much peace and happiness. Please, please, please hug your loved ones, because you just never know. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. And all I can say is thank you. So good night and many blessings.